Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start. Today we shall revise the first chapter of your NCERT textbook, India, People and Economy. Now I shall present my screen. So here we have the first chapter of the textbook India, People and Economy. So the title of this chapter is Population, Distribution, Density, Growth and Composition of India. So let us read. India is the second most populous country after China in the world, with a total population of 1,210 million in 2011. Okay, so we know that India is the second most populous country in the world after China, with a total population of 1.21 billion, that is 1,210 million, according to 2011 census. And India's population is larger than the total population of North America, South America and Australia put together. See, okay, India's population is larger than the total population of North American continent, South American continent and Australian continent put together. Okay, and so after this we have an important information in the book. See here in the box, sources of population data in India. So population data are collected through census operation held every 10 years in our country. The first population census in India was conducted in 1872, but its first complete census was conducted only in 1881. Okay, the first complete census of India was conducted in 1881. And now let us read about this distribution of population. First, let us examine figure number 1.1 and try to describe the patterns of spatial distribution of population shown on it. Okay, so here we have this figure 1.1. Okay, so this is figure 1.1, showing the distribution of population for the year 2011. Okay, see, it is here. It is here. So how to draw these dot maps we have already learned in the practical classes. Okay, and see here the scale is here. Here we have the scale. Okay, so one dot represents 2 lakh person. Okay, one dot is equal to 2 lakh person. So this is the scale of the map, scale of the population. And when we observe this map, see, we find concentration, okay, heavy concentration of population here in this area. Okay, we find a larger number of population here in this area. Do you know the reason for that? And we have already known that one dot is equal to 2 lakh person, and we find a a large concentration of people here in this area. And here in the coastal areas also, see here in this area also, okay, and here. So when we compare with physical map, okay, when we compare a physical map here, just see here, this here, okay, here this is a physical map of India, and here green color represents plain and coastal areas, and brown color represents hill and mountainous areas, and yellow color represents these plateau areas. So when we compare this physical map of India with the dot map, okay, with the map showing the distribution of population, then we find that here, okay, in this area we have the Ganga plain. Okay, so this is a plain area formed by the Ganga river, as you see here. Okay, just see. So here we have the Ganga plain, okay, Indo Ganga Brahmaputra plain. Here also we have the Brahmaputra river, and here we have the Brahmaputra valley, and here this is the coastal area, okay, as I told you earlier. And accordingly we have this higher concentration of population in these plain areas here. Okay, now let us go to the text. See, it is clear from this map, it is clear that India has a highly uneven pattern of population distribution. The distribution of population is not uniform in India. Okay, in some areas we find more people, in other areas we find less number of people. Okay, and you must know that Uttar Pradesh has the highest population, followed by Maharashtra, Bihar, and the West Bengal. In India, okay, Uttar Pradesh has the largest population, and it is followed by Maharashtra, then Bihar, then West Bengal. Okay, and here UP, that is Uttar Pradesh, okay, then Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, along with Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Gujarat, put together about 76% of the total population of the country. So UP, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, along with Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Gujarat put together account for 76% of the total population of India. Okay, just here, all the states are here. Okay, here we have these Uttar Pradesh, then Bihar, then here we have West Bengal. In South India also we have these, what are the states mentioned? Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, okay, Tamil Nadu is here, in this area we have Tamil Nadu, then Madhya Pradesh is here, okay, then Karnataka, Gujarat, Rajasthan is here, then Karnataka, okay, Karnataka is here, and Gujarat is here. So all these that put together constitute the 76% of the total population of India, that is 1210 million. Okay, and on the other hand, the share of population is very small in the states like Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, that is only 1.04%, Arunachal Pradesh only 0.11%, and Uttarakhand only 0.84%, in spite of this state having fairly large geographical area. Okay, so states like Jammu and Kashmir, just see here, states like, see here, see the number of dots is less here, states like Jammu Kashmir, then Arunachal Pradesh, see this Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, And what is the other state? And Uttarakhand. Okay, Uttarakhand is here. So all these states have a very less number of population. Okay, so here we have another map also. Okay, there showing this distribution of population in India. Okay, just see here. So this shade pattern represent dense populated area. Okay, dense population areas. Then next we have the moderate population area, then scarce population areas. And just see here, most of the northeastern states. Here we have Arunachal Pradesh, and Manipur, Nagaland is here, and here Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand area. Okay, so these areas have scarce population. Then this is the Ganga Plain area, have very large number of population. Coastal areas also. Then remaining plateau areas we have this moderate, okay, population. Okay, and so this is about distribution of population. Okay, so most of the people in India are concentrated in UP, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, then Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Gujarat. Okay, from this we have known that some areas have more people than other areas. So many reasons are there. Okay, many reasons are there for having such uneven distribution of population in India. So what are those factors? Do remember that we have learned in book 1, Fundamentals of Human Geography. So here it is also mentioned here, such an uneven spatial distribution of population in India suggests a close relationship between population and physical, socioeconomic and historical factors. Okay, the uneven distribution of population in India has a very close relationship, okay, between population and the physical, socioeconomic and historical factor. That means we have 3 important factors affecting the distribution of population in India. Okay, so the first important factor is physical factor, the second one is socioeconomic factor, the third one is historical factor. So let us read. As far as the physical factors are concerned, it is clear that climate along with terrain and the availability of water largely determine the pattern of population distribution. About this we have also learned in the book 1 also. Climate along with terrain. Terrain here means the landform, okay, and the availability of water largely determine the pattern of population distribution. Then you can examine this physical map again. Okay, see here, as I told you, this brown color represents mountainous areas. Okay, and green color represents plain and coastal areas. And see here, here we have the Ganga river and the tributaries also flowing here. Okay, and because of these, okay, we have more people in the plain areas where the climate is also favorable for growing crops and water is also available. Okay, so let us read. See here, consequently we observe that the northern plains, then deltas, coastal plains have higher proportion of population than the interior districts of the southern and the central states, then the Himalayan states, and some other northeastern and the western states, as you have seen here. Okay, as you have seen here, these plain areas, these valleys, plain areas have more number of people than the than other areas, like these hilly tracts of Arunachal Pradesh, then northeastern states like Nagaland, then Manipur, Mizoram. Okay, and we have learned that these coastal areas have a larger number of people than these plateau areas, okay, from the interior parts of the plateau areas as given here, okay, as mentioned here. Then development of irrigation that is in Rajasthan. Development of irrigation in Rajasthan, that is the development of Indira Gandhi Canal, okay. Then availability of mineral and energy resources in Jharkhand state. Development of transport network in the peninsular state have resulted in the moderate to high concentration of population in the areas which are previously very thin populated. Actually, these plateau areas were previously very thinly populated, but now due to the development of transport, okay, and in the Rajasthan also due to the construction of the Indira Gandhi Canal, and in Jharkhand due to this extraction of minerals and energy resources in Jharkhand, okay, the population has been the concentration of population has been increasing in these areas. And among the socio-economic and historical factors of distribution of population, important ones are this evolution of settled agriculture, that is a permanent agriculture, okay, then agricultural development like implementation of this green revolution, then pattern of settlement, whether the settlement is a compact one or nucleated or dispersed one, okay, then development of transport network, industrialization and urbanization. So these are the important socio-economic and historical factors, okay. And it is observed that the regions falling in the river, plains and the coastal areas, as we discussed earlier, have remained the regions of larger population concentration. See, when the human beings started, okay, settlement, then first human beings started their settlement where in the places where water is available, and human beings choose, okay, the river banks for the start of the settlement. And since we have early start of settlement in the river valleys, then the population, okay, remain concentrated, okay, in those areas. And even though the uses of natural resources like land and water in this region have shown the sign of degradation in these plain areas, the concentration of population remains high because of an early start, okay, early history of human settlement and development of transport, as you have seen here, okay, as you have seen here in this map, physical map also. Since human beings started settlement on the bank of the river, okay, so concentration of human beings remain high in these areas, okay. So early start has a higher concentration, okay, early start of settlement has a higher concentration of population than the settlement areas which were originated later on, okay. Then on the other hand, these urban regions of Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bengaluru, Pune, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Jaipur have high concentration of population due to industrial development and urbanization, drawing a large number of rural urban migration, okay. See, big cities offer a lot of job opportunities, and that is why people from the rural areas migrate to the big cities, and thereby adding a large number of people every year, okay. So in this way, due to urbanization, okay, there is a concentration of population in the big cities, and where there is industrial clusters, there also due to job opportunities, people will go there to get the job, and hence the population of those industrial complexes will be increased, and hence there will be more people on those areas, Okay, so these are the important factors for having uneven distribution of population in India. Remember, we have three important factors for the uneven distribution of population in India. Those are physical factors, socio-economic and historical factors. Okay, and when you analyze a distribution map, so you may compare with the physical map. Okay, and about the climate also. Okay, so you may just see here about climate also. See here, this area has a very harsh climate, very cold winters. Okay, then likewise Arunachal Pradesh, not only a mountainous state, here the climate is also very harsh. Okay, very cold. And in Rajasthan also, here it is occupied desert, and it has a very hot climate. Okay, not suitable for human habitation, and that is why we have less number of people. Okay, where the climatic condition is not comfortable. Okay, so in this way you can explain. So are you clear? Any question? Okay, if you don't have questions, then let us continue. Next we have density of population. And what do you mean by density of population? How is it calculated? We have learned earlier. It is again mentioned here. Population density is expressed as number of persons per unit area. Okay, population density is the number of persons per unit area of land. Here the unit area of land may be per square kilometer, per square mile, or per hectare, or per acre. Okay, so the average population density of India according to 2011 census is 382 persons per square kilometer. Okay, the average population density of India according to 2011 census is 382 persons per square kilometer. And there has been a steady increase of more than 200 persons per square kilometer over the last 50 years as the density of population increased from 117 persons per square kilometer in 1951 to 382 persons per square kilometer in 2011. Okay, the density of population was only 117 persons per square kilometer in 1951, and the density of population has been increased to 382 persons per square kilometer in 2011. That is within 50 years. Okay, within 50 years there is addition of 200 persons per square kilometer. And about the density of population, okay, see here, the population density in the country ranges from as low as 17 persons per square kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh to 11,297 persons in the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Okay, so we may examine this population density map here. Okay, here we have this Arunachal Pradesh is here. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh is here. Okay, see here, this is the map showing the population density. As here, the darkest color set, okay, represents population density more than 1,201. Okay, just see here. And the second one we have 801 to 1,200. Then next we have 401 to 800 persons per square kilometer. Then 101 to 400 persons per square kilometer. And this set represent less than 100 persons per square kilometer. And when we examine it, then this stat Arunachal Pradesh has only 17 persons per square kilometer, other states like Mizoram, okay, also has a low density of population. And next we have these 101 to 400 persons per square kilometer. See here, most of the states of India, okay, most of the states of India here and here have the population density between 101 to 400. So let us read. Among the northern Indian state, Bihar with a density of 1102, West Bengal 1029, and Uttar Pradesh 828 have higher densities, while Kerala 859 persons per square kilometer and Tamil Nadu 555 have higher densities among the peninsular Indian states. So from this we have known that, okay, according to 2011 census, Bihar is the state having the highest population density with a density of 1102 as mentioned in our textbook. But when we look this census India, okay, final, okay, census India, this final table, then it is 1106. Okay, 1102 is the provisional data and the final data is 1106. Okay, so Bihar has the highest population density in India, whereas Arunachal Pradesh has the lowest population density. And next we have West Bengal here, 1029. And next we have Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so these are the three important states in northern India having very high population density. Uttar Pradesh has 828 persons per square kilometer, whereas in the South India, okay, we have Kerala. Kerala is here with a very high population density, and here the density is about 859 persons per square kilometer. And next we have Tamil Nadu, 555 persons per square kilometer. Okay, so these are the states having a very high population density. And states like Assam, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand, Orissa have moderate these densities. The hill states of Himalayan region, then northeastern states of India excluding Assam have relatively low densities, while Union territories excluding Andaman Nicobar have very high densities of population. Okay, so these states here we have Assam, okay, and some other these peninsular states as given here, like Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand, Orissa. These that have moderate densities, while the hill states and the northeastern states, okay, hill states and the northeastern state here and here also, these have low this population density. And to have a clear picture, we have another this density map also here, and see here, this is another one. Okay, just see here, it is represented in a different way, but still you will find the picture. Okay, see here, Kerala is here, then here we have this Bihar is here, then West Bengal is here, then Uttar Pradesh is here, and states like this Arunachal Pradesh, then Manipur, Nagaland, Meghalaya, okay, these that have this low, and here also these states have low population density, while the remaining states have this moderate density. Okay, just see here, there is an indication. Okay, see here, so it is presented here also. Just let me magnify. Just see here, so this set shows areas of high population density. Just see here, Kerala Tamil Nadu is here, areas of high population density. In the North India also, okay, these are the areas having high population density, excluding this area, okay. Then areas of moderate population, just see all these sets, okay. The horizontal one, these are horizontal one. These are the areas having moderate population density, and the vertical one here, the vertical one here, these are the areas having low. Assam is coming under the this moderate, okay. So this is about distribution and the density of population of India. So let us continue. And here the density of population, as discussed in the earlier paragraph, is a crude measure of human and land relationship. Simply population density tells okay, the ratio between the people and the land. So we get it by dividing the total population by area that we have calculated area. But it represents, okay, it presents a crude measure. It does not represent a clear picture, because when we calculate the density, okay, we account the areas under water bodies, the areas under unculturable land, okay, the areas under snow-capped mountains, all these are counted, and hence it does not give a clear picture of the man-land relationship. Okay, so to get a better insight of into human land ratio in terms of pressure of population on total cultivable land, the physiological and the agricultural density should be found out. So to have a clear insight of the man-land ratio, instead of calculating the crude or the arithmetic density of population, we better to calculate physiological and agricultural densities. So how it is calculated is given here, okay, in the next page. It is given here, the formula is given here. See here, physiological density is calculated by dividing the total population by the net cultivated area. Okay, so this will give a clear picture of the man-land ratio. The pressure of human beings on land is clearly indicated. Okay, we have to divide the total population by the net cultivated area, okay, by the agricultural field, by the area under agricultural field. Next we have agricultural density. So how is it calculated? Here in this case we have to divide the total agricultural population by the net cultivable area. So we have to divide total agricultural population. Total agricultural population means cultivators plus agricultural laborer. We have to divide the number of cultivators and agricultural laborers by the net cultivable area, by the area under cultivation. Okay, so here it is also mentioned here, agricultural population includes cultivators and agricultural laborers and their family members. Okay, so agricultural laborers are those people who work in the field of other in the field of the others cultivator or other people. Actually they do not have their own land, they have to work in the lands of the others, and those are known as agricultural laborers. So in this way, if you want to get a clear picture of the man-land ratio, we better to calculate physiological density and agricultural density instead of the arithmetic density. Okay. Okay, any question? Are you clear? Any question from your side? If you don't have, then okay, then let us stop here for today. Thank you very much for joining my class.
Thank you, sir.